What's good, y'all? It's your boy King Barracuda. Welcome to Straight Convo. So, the lead attorney he had something to say about the Corey Holcomb and Antoine Daniels situation, and he basically gave his take and his uh his knowledge because he's an attorney on things that he felt Corey Holcomb did wrong. And listen, I seen some of it, but I don't know. What I'm gonna let y'all. We're gonna watch it. I feel like the lead attorney kind of turned his back on Corey Holcomb because Corey Holcomb allowed him to come on his show as a guest. And I mean, Corey Holcomb has a huge platform, and Corey Holcomb just doesn't bring anybody on the show. And the fact that he brought this guy up and he showed him a lot of love, I felt like he was out of line, regardless of if he was speaking some type of truth or he was speaking truth, just period. I felt like he was out of line because that's a conversation you have with Corey. You and Corey have that conversation. But let's watch and I'm gonna give you my thoughts.
Public figures get treated differently. By law, it's just harder for us to show the harm. We put ourselves out there. I'm opening myself up. I'm exposing myself, but you haven't done it. This is a key concept. Public figure versus private figure. All right? We talked about this. Public figures, like YouTubers, we get less protection. People like you get more protection. Now, pop quiz. Is Anton's wife public or private? Anton does kind of show her on from time to time, but she's private. What about the kid? What about the kid? The child. Is the child a public figure or a private figure? We don't know for certain. It could be that this kid has a TikTok with 2 million people on there. I don't know. But assuming it's just a regular kid, even though the kid excels extremely in sports, if she's just doing extracurricular activities and staying out the way, she's private. Not a public figure. Assuming. All right. Technically, here's a definition here, a public figure.
Well, I want to say this real quick. His take, the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't, even if I was an attorney and I was the lead attorney, knowing that Corey Holcomb showed me love, I wouldn't have went public without his consent. I'm not saying like, oh, like I just felt like it's a principle. Somebody showed me love, and they're in a situation right now because it sounds like he's siding with Anton Daniels. I could be wrong, but that it sounds like Anton Daniels hired him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, let's continue watching.
Figure is someone who voluntarily places themselves into public life, injects themselves into a controversy. All right. Examples: celebrities, Denzel Washington, politicians, Donald Trump, major influences, the lead, a major.
And let me say something else real quick. I'm not disagreeing with the facts he's presenting as far as the legal side of things, but Corey Holcomb and certain celebs don't deal in that world. And Anton Daniels, knowing if he said he studied Corey, knowing what type of dude he is, you know what I'm saying? He knows that this guy will have no limits. Why would you even go on somebody's show And then a person like Corey Holcomb, you know, he has no filter. You know, he's ready to go to war, start a war with him. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? Now some attorneys involved and all of this stuff. Like, listen, if you was man enough to jump on this man's show and know what type of person he was, then be man enough to take what comes with it. Talk about his kids. Disrespect his wife or his ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? Fight fire with fire and then leave it alone. You know, but getting all into this legal aspect, because it's so much foul stuff, but we know the streets don't play the rules, man. Play by these rules, man. Oh, you know, public figure, private figure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can have my opinion on it, or Corey shouldn't, but I'm on the internet all the time. I'm not saying what's right and what's wrong, but people talk about people's kids all the time. Talk about their wives all the time. They're disrespectful. People are just disrespectful. And as far as Corey's concerned, I felt like Anton was egging him on to even go that far. I beat his motherfucking ass, and then I felt like when you have a man like Anton Daniels that minimizes the black struggle, who doesn't consider himself black, who says black is a social construct, who says all of these things, and he's a so-called black conservative. This man is disrespecting a history. He said he don't want to. He's not pro reparations. Saying that you're not pro reparations is basically saying fuck those ancestors that fought and died and sacrificed their lives, so you're able to walk and make money in the future, to become a millionaire. These are the sacrifices they made. From the children that were cotton picking, that were getting molested, getting raped, getting tortured by the slave master, to the fathers, you know, they splitting up the homes, and fathers being mutilated, mothers being raped and mutilated. You're disrespecting hundreds of thousands of black people that struggled and fought and died. Because it's about what's old. Because there is a group that benefit off of their ancestors' wickedness, and we're supposed to suffer. This is insane. This is the same God. Now you're disrespecting our ancestors that were kids, our ancestors that were adults. That's who you're disrespecting. Anyway, let's finish.
Large platforms, media access. This is very important, guys.
Cool.
This right here, the ability to respond. You can't do that. The vast majority of you cannot open up YouTube, get on a back channel, and have 3,000 people live to clear something up. So the law says, hey, man, lead, you don't really need a lot of protection because you got a back channel. If someone talks bad about you, you can clear it up. You can respond. But regular folks, you go live and you got 3 people in the chat, you can't clear anything up. You don't have a big stage to clarify things. All right, so this is a huge consideration. Now, what's a private figure? A private figure did not invite this scrutiny. Anton invited it. Anton told this dude that he was with the black community. Anton was inviting the heat. Anton said, let's go out back. I'll show you what it is. Anton invited him outside by definition.
You see what I'm saying? It's you know, we're not fools, you know. It seems like he's siding with Anton for whatever reason. And he's just looking like the typical attorney who's you know what I'm saying, who will do whatever for the money or for whatever side he chooses. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't think he cares about, you know, him going on a Corey Holcomb show that much, and Corey Holcomb helping him build his platform and make it or expanding his platform. For some reason, it just sounds like it's distasteful, because I would have called Corey Holcomb up and said, "Yo, man, do you mind if I talked about this?" Or I would have called him up as a friend, because you brought me on the show, and say, "Hey, man, listen, I think you gotta be careful because this, and this, that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, if he decides to go this route, these are the possibilities, and this is what you can do." And but it sounds like he's trying to side with uh Anton Daniels, because it's like, oh, the kids, man, listen, people, lead attorneys should understand that people are from the streets, people from the hood. And I get it, just because you're from the streets and just because you're from the hood, that does not justify you being disrespectful, talking about somebody's kids. But you got to understand, everybody does not live in that world where they're trying to be legally correct or politically correct or do and say the right things all the time. They're trying to hit it where it hurts, hit you where it hurts the most. They're trying to have you wanting to harm them, or they want to start some type of altercation. If Anton Daniels knew what he was getting into, he should have never went on that show. He should have never went on that show. He talking about, I studied you, I'm a fan, and this. No, you didn't, man. No, you didn't. So this is my issue with the lead attorney. Nobody's coming at that aspect. But I feel like if Anton Daniels do, I feel like he's a bitch for that. And I think he really wants to, but he don't want to look a certain way. But I think it's distasteful for the lead attorney to even sit up here and break this down, because regardless if it's true, this is not people's, this is not most people, especially that come from the hood, that's not into the justice system, that's not really pro legal system. They don't have that mindset, regardless if it's right or wrong.
Does the 17-year-old even know who Corey Holcomb is?
And it's funny, coming from attorneys, because attorneys would side with anybody sometimes. They could be dead wrong. They could be rapists. You're gonna have an attorney that's gonna try to side with them. So attorneys are just, you could pay them. You pay them, they're gonna lie for you. So it's a corrupt job. It's a corrupt system. The legal system is corrupt. Me having some little knowledge of the legal system, me being in jail, just being arrested, I've seen how corrupt the legal system is. And if you don't have money, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to, even if you're innocent, you know what I'm saying, if you got money, you get out of most things. So listen, I'm gonna play a little more, then I'm gonna play a little bit more.
This girl wasn't looking for this. Anton, of course, is assuming all types of reputational damage, reputational risk. Half of y'all hate this dude in the chat. Did the girl put her reputation out there?
All right, enough is enough, man. But nobody hate Anton Daniels. It's just that people could see the fraud in him, man. People could see that he went up there with an agenda, with an ulterior motive, and it didn't go his plan. He wasn't being honest. He wasn't being genuine. And I felt like he was trying to, because Corey is wise and he's intelligent, but some people just don't know how to articulate themselves. And Corey's that type of person. He needs time to express how he feels, and sometimes he can't explain certain things. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take that back. Corey is like a slow cooker. He might not be the best debater, but he knows and he has the knowledge to understand when somebody's bullshitting him. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. Let me know what y'all think about this. And am I bugging? Is the attorney, the lead attorney, do you think he went too far? Do you think he crossed Corey Holcomb? I don't know their relationship. Or you think that this was fine? You know, I felt like he went a bit too far, man. Like, I don't think Corey would have been cool with this because it just sounds like a biased take on the situation. You know. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm out.